A Russian soldier is seen gesturing with his hands toward a Ukrainian drone hovering overhead, appearing to signal surrender. Moments later, the gesture proves deceptive as he suddenly turns and attempts to flee. He stumbles and falls while trying to escape. The drone immediately adjusts its approach and proceeds with the operation under direct aerial observation. Another soldier attempts to disable the approaching drone by swinging a sleeping bag at it. The outcome is swift, clearly determining how the encounter concludes. The following scene shows a Ukrainian drone accelerating toward a Russian logistics tractor. One soldier moves quickly toward the open field while another circles the vehicle, attempting to use it as cover. The maneuver fails to create distance. The drone adjusts its approach and engages, bringing the movement under direct aerial observation. The footage, recorded by a Ukrainian drone over a cluster of ruined buildings, shows a group of Russian soldiers moving among collapsed walls and broken concrete in search of cover. After settling into what appears to be a defensible position, one soldier is seen seated against a shattered wall. From above, the drone operator identifies the exposed posture and executes a precise strike. The following footage unfolds inside a cemetery in the Zaporizhzhia direction. After receiving coordinates indicating a Russian soldier hiding within the grounds, a Ukrainian drone is redirected to conduct a careful sweep of the area. The operator scans methodically between headstones and along the perimeter fence. After several moments of observation, the drone identifies a soldier concealed beneath a tree near the boundary. The position is confirmed, and the drone proceeds with the operation under direct aerial observation. We begin today's series with how Ukrainian pilots are targeting elements of the Russian vehicle fleet. The first asset struck was a ground-based robotic drone transporting supplies. Next, an abandoned BMP, apparently disabled after hitting a mine, was identified. After that, another vehicle equipped with an attached electronic warfare device was engaged, but the system did not provide effective protection. The sequence concludes with a grad volley and a confrontation in a winter forest in the Lyman direction. An MLRS system was identified after it managed to fire only a few shells before a drone strike halted its operation. Following vehicle tracks in the snow, the pilots traced the route to a concealed position. There, a quad bike and 2 Russian soldiers were located at the site, marking the end of the engagement in that sector. On a logistics route, a group of personnel operating anti-drone equipment was identified from the air. Despite attempting to respond with small arms, they were unable to effectively counter the coordinated aerial surveillance and strike capabilities. Subsequently, additional targets in the same sector were located, including the launch site of an enemy reconnaissance drone, an ATV position nearby, and a concealed shelter believed to be used by the operator. Each position was engaged in sequence under controlled aerial observation, disrupting equipment and dispersing personnel along the route. The final shots depict a brief duel. The last action by the Russian soldier was a futile attempt to fire at the approaching drone. The outcome was inevitable, and the engagement concluded under direct aerial observation. 3 Russian soldiers were traveling in a military vehicle near the city of Pokers when a Ukrainian FPV drone struck. They immediately exited the vehicle, but one soldier was not so fortunate. Ukrainian drones, which had gained access to multiple parts of the city, continued to pursue soldiers in the area. Many troops wandering aimlessly became targets. Even in the inner reaches of the front lines, where groups often move together believing they are safe from drone attacks, these areas remain under constant aerial surveillance and threat. On February 17, 2025, a Ukrainian FPV drone targeted 2 Russian soldiers. Another soldier was immediately detected by the drone before he could escape far. In the same area, the Lyman region, FPV drones from the Ukrainian Signum Battalion continued to engage Russian troops non-stop throughout the day. Russian soldiers spotted the approaching drones but were in highly vulnerable positions, becoming targets one by one without a chance to use their weapons. Even taking cover in forested areas offered no real protection against these aerial operations. This Russian soldier, targeted by a Ukrainian FPV drone, was caught attempting to hide behind a tree. The drone skillfully navigates between the branches with precision, showcasing exceptional piloting skill. Once the soldier realized he had been spotted, he tried to flee, but within seconds the engagement was complete. 16/2/2026. A Russian soldier was observed peering out of his dugout. Moments later, a Ukrainian fiber-optic FPV drone approached and struck the position, completely destroying the basement. The soldier seated on the ground had most likely paused to rest. At that moment, an FPV drone approached and engaged the position. He reached for his weapon, but the response came too late under the rapid aerial action. Meanwhile, deep in the wooded areas of the Donetsk region, a Russian infantryman is spotted. He tries everything to escape, but the drone's precise maneuvers allow it to weave effortlessly through the trees. Another soldier just a few meters away attempts to bring the drone down by throwing his weapon at it, but even that fails to stop the relentless attack. A fiber-optic FPV drone operated by Ukrainian forces moves through the Prasovsk sector. Suddenly, it detects a military vehicle out in the open along with 2 Russian soldiers. The soldiers had paused to change a tire, leaving themselves exposed and turning them into an immediate target for the drone. Russian soldiers are now seeking different hiding spots along the front line to avoid drone observation. Here, a soldier taking cover behind a wall is still detected in a battlefield where even solid structures offer limited protection. This raises questions about the effectiveness of traditional trench positions and whether such tactics remain viable in modern warfare. The following incident unfolds inside a damaged building in the Pokrovsk direction. During a routine optical sweep, a Ukrainian drone detects unusual movement within the structure. The aircraft redirects and enters through a broken opening, conducting a careful scan floor by floor. Upon reaching the second level, the drone identifies a Russian soldier seated motionless beside a cabinet. With the position confirmed and no additional movement detected, the drone closes the distance and engages under direct aerial observation.